Angela Brett. Kia ora, good morning.
Kia ora, ko Angela toko ingoa, ko Zelda toko tamahine. And I just wanted to start by saying thank you so much for the time that you're giving listening today, and also with reading all the submissions. I know there's been heaps. We're really just here to be a picture for you. We'd like to be an image in your mind whenever you're thinking about how cycling is incorporated into the plan. I moved back to New Zealand in 2009, and I bought a bike in my first week here. I have been a reluctant cyclist, a reluctant driver since I turned 16 in New Hampshire, and my parents insisted that I get my license. And when I moved here, Christchurch, honestly, compared to where I grew up in New Hampshire, seemed like a cycling utopia. It's flat, it's easy to navigate, there's no snow on the ground, and there were these enormous shoulders on all of the roads. They were full of cars, but at least they existed. And people thought I was crazy. People would go, oh my God, I can't believe you cycle here. And I'm like, it's raining, but it's gorgeous on a bike. And I had a couple of close calls, but I never felt unsafe on a bike until I got pregnant. And there's just something about those extra 30 centimeters around the middle that can make sneaking down Rickerton Road between backed up traffic and bumper-to-bumper cars on the other side kind of intimidating. And there's that thought that suddenly if somebody pulls a left without indicating, it's not just my life anymore, it's me and it's her. And all through the pregnancy, people kept saying to me, Angela, you're going to have to give up the bike. You're going to have to start driving. You're going to have to use your car. And I was like, yeah. And we did, because, they have to have a helmet, and they don't wear them from the beginning. But as soon as she was big enough to have a helmet on, we had the trailer on the back. I was out on the back streets making sure I could handle the corners, making sure I knew how long it took me to get through the intersections a little longer with the bike on the back. And when she turned 2, we bought this cycle seat, and the shape you've got, those pictures are from the first day we put her on the front of the bike with me, and it was love at first sight. She gets to hold the handlebars, she can ding my bell at people. She thinks it's the best thing, and it's honestly the best part of our day, our commute in the morning to preschool. And we get a lot of looks. We get a lot of comments. I had somebody pull up next to me the other day in their car, roll down the window and yell, "You're awfully brave to be bringing that kid in traffic." And I get it. It's scary. We go across to hungry. We go across to Tower Junction every day, and there's that the lane that's both a through and a corner, and it's terrifying with a 2-year-old on a bike. But I'm a mathematician, and I know the numbers. I teach math at Hagley. Last year was a horrible year for cycling in New Zealand. The number of people who died in cycling crashes almost quadrupled from the year before. It went up to 18. And I want to be clear, I'm appalled by that number. It's a horrible number. 18 is 18 too many. But in the same year, there were 6,000 people in New Zealand who died from heart disease, and another 1,000 from complications due to type 2 diabetes. It's 1 every 90 minutes. 1 in 9 New Zealand children, something like 80 or 90,000 kids, are classified as clinically obese. And that's before we get into problems with private cars like the cost of the infrastructure and the cost of the environment, and the issue of a generation of kids growing up believing that their personal timetable is what the world should revolve around. And so when I think about how I'm going to raise my kid and how I'm going to protect her in the future, I've got to bring her up with a bike. I've got to bring her up active and in activities that are going to keep her healthy and keep her communities healthy and keep her planet healthy. And this is how I do it. But it sure would be easier if I didn't have to put her in harm's way to get to the library. So we're here to say thank you. There has been some incredible work, and I know that you guys get a lot of very vocal opposition to adding cycleways to the city, but it's worth it. My parents just bought a house on Franklin, and that new cycleway down Franklin is just beautiful. And we love going through the city on the separated paths. So we're here to ask you to keep working on it, to ask you to keep prioritizing finishing the cycle path and keeping cycling infrastructure on the front page whenever we're thinking about how the city can change and grow. Because it would be really nice if me and my friends could bring our kids up on our bikes, if we could not have people yelling at us in the street because we're daring to ride with a child on the front, and if I could take my kid to the library without giving my mother a heart attack. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much. I love that, yeah, sling. It's gorgeous. Yeah, stunning. Right.